back at it again, down Bank Lane. I thought I'd do a story time today. Here's a beautiful garden, beautiful cottage. Let me see. Yeah, I've been wanting to, I have a lot of epic stories. I've been wanting to share them, even just for my own sake. If I, try and rekindle my memories of a bygone era. I'm also running the camera on 4K 60 frames per second, so I hope it's looking sexy. There's the pond just down there. This is my friend Denny and Michelle's garden. They're growing a lot of trees. There's they've done a tree down there. And then there's a few ponds that way. There's even an otter, but that's meant to be secret, so don't spread the word. The sun came out today, so I feel energized. I've been waiting. When it gets warm like this, I mean it's not warm now, it's 7:30 in the evening, but when it gets warmer generally, I feel so much more energized and inspired. Some beautiful colours down there. A beautiful oak. Ancient thing. So, I guess I'll start where I started 5 years ago. I was gonna say 6 seems a bit extreme, but 7th of August 2017 was when I first flew to Vancouver, and I went with my friend Logan. I met him there, and we had only met once previously to this. We met at a conference in London. It was a conference about starting your own business and kind of a networking thing, meeting a lot of other people who are interested in the same sort of thing. We followed this guy from California, and this was like a student of this dude. It's a long story, it's not important. But Logan and I met there. We didn't have too much in common. I think we were both vegans at the time. That may have been the most we had in common. But we had a nice connection, and we ended up staying in contact over Messenger. And I was gonna go do this trip hitchhiking around Canada. Originally it was going to be hitchhiking around the US, but then I realized I could only stay for 3 months, which sucks, especially now that my girlfriend is from America. I can only stay there for 3 months, unless we get married or I get a green card, but that's nigh on impossible. But Canada's better. Canada, I have 6 months. Let me see if I can switch this around. There we go. So because I only had 3 months, I wanted to do a 6-month trip, so I was like, well, I'm just going to go to Canada instead. The original trip was to kind of, start in Los Angeles, hitchhike across the continent to New York, through the north in the summer, and then back down through the south in winter. But in the end, as you know, destiny would have it, we ended up going to Canada, which was a great segue, a great change of plan. Okay, there's too many nice things. Things nicer than my face. And so we met in Vancouver on the 7th of August. We only met once before. I was going to go with another friend, but he didn't end up coming, so I messaged Logan. And well, I kind of told him the trip that I was doing, and he was like, Anthony, let me come with you. I will be forever grateful. So I was like, geez, I gotta give this kid a chance. So I said, you know what? I see the light in you, Logan. You're a good guy. Come with me. And so we did. So after meeting only once, we arrived at Vancouver Airport. Fortunately, I sat next to a guy called Jeff, and you know, I didn't realize where the airport was or anything. We were young and naive. I miss those days. Unfortunately, Jeff, God bless him, was getting a taxi into downtown. So, yeah, my friend. Yeah, so I was like, okay, let me go and find my friend, and then we got a ride with Jeff. So Jeff paid for the taxi. It was amazing, because we would have been screwed, you know. The Vancouver airport's not near the forest at all. So we had like a 20-minute taxi ride to downtown, to where we were staying. We stayed in this cool place with Jessica. Had these amazing views. Because of the time difference, I woke up the next morning at 4 a.m. and the whole thing was just smoke, but it was this beautiful like red smoke. And then yeah, the sun rose and we walked into Cypress Provincial Park. No, sorry, Stanley Park, which was just nearby. Okay, my SD card writing or reading is too slow, whatever that is. So yeah, we walked through to North Van. We had some crazy places that we camped in. I remember the first night, and here's another big story. Maybe I'll just give the backstory to the whole trip in this first episode. We wanted to do the whole thing without spending any money, so okay, I just had the same error, so I've gone down to 1080p, 60 frames per second. So yeah, I was saying that I might just give the backstory, because there's a few details, like, you know, we wanted to do this whole trip without spending any money, or at least, you know, we wanted to be self-sufficient. You know, if we did earn some money along the way, that's okay. We just didn't want to, you know, we just wanted to make it as we went along. So the first day that we were, the first full day we had, we I think, no, that was in Squamish later on. You know, we were wondering how we're gonna make money, and so yeah, I think, yeah, it was that day. I think we bought a bucket and a sponge and stuff like that, because we were gonna go and wash cars, which we did do. We had a great time doing that. So yeah, the whole premise of this trip was we'd be hitchhiking. Obviously we didn't have a vehicle, and we'd be dumpster diving, and you know, not that we knew it at this point, but we'd be staying with amazing people that we met along the way who would, you know, give us food, or, you know, most of the time let us stay with them, which was amazing. You know, Don Wright, who is one of the inspirations for my channel. Done Right Adventures. He's like a second father to me. That's another story I can tell another time. But people like him, who we met along the way, who we stayed with, that was, one of the ways that we survived, and I'm very grateful for him and everyone. I think there's a stoat in this lock. You can hear something scurrying. And early on, well, we went to a blueberry farm later, so some of the food we would, eat off the land. So that's kind of how we got our food, and then we'd hitchhike around, and occasionally we'd stay in a hotel. If we'd saved up the money, we could buy a room. My mind's exploding with tangents right now of stories that I have to tell, but I'll try to keep it short and sweet in this one. But yeah, the whole trip in the end was 4.5 months. I think 3.5 of those were in Canada, and we spent the entire summer in British Columbia. So that was 2 months of that was in BC. My favorite place on earth, I think. Yeah. So I'm super excited to go back there. I would love to go back to the blueberry farm that I stayed at in Pemberton this summer, actually. But unfortunately, the COVID restrictions are still in place, so I'm not allowed to go into the US or Canada, which sucks. Like I said, especially my girlfriend being from there, Ash. So today is May the 28th, my lucky number, and I'm going to be flying to Croatia soon to pick up my car where I left it last autumn after a road trip through Europe, and then we're going to drive to the southwest of France and stay there for a bit, and hopefully fly out to the US or Canada. So let's see what happens. But yeah, made it to the forest. It's a beautiful place, really. I'm gonna have to replay the footage and see if there's any Sasquatch